This happened years ago when I was about 17, but I still think about it, especially late at night. I was with two friends, Matt and Liam, and we'd gone to this lake about 30 minutes from town. It was the kind of place people talked about in whispers, saying weird things happened there. But to us, it was just a creepy spot to hang out, drink a few beers, and maybe scare ourselves a little. The lake was surrounded by dense trees and there was no one else around when we got there. We parked the car, walked down the dirt path to the water, and set up a small fire by the shore. It was quiet, too quiet now that I think about it. No crickets, no wind, nothing. Just the sound of the fire crackling and the water lapping at the shore. Around 11 p.m., Matt got up and said he needed to take a leak. He wandered off into the trees, leaving Liam and me by the fire. A few minutes passed, and we heard him yell out, "Hey, not funny, guys!" Liam and I looked at each other, confused. "What's he talking about?" I said. "I have no idea," Liam replied. We called back, "What's wrong?" Matt didn't answer. "Come on, man, this isn't funny," he shouted again, his voice sounding shaky now. Liam and I grabbed a flashlight and headed into the trees to find him. He was standing there, pale as a ghost, pointing at the ground. "Did you do this?" he asked. We shined the flashlight where he was pointing. In the dirt, there was a perfect set of footprints. Bare feet, but they were huge, far too big for any of us. And the weirdest part, the prints were leading toward the lake, and then just stopped. There were no prints leading back. "No way," Liam said, shaking his head. "It's probably an animal or something." Matt snapped, "An animal? What kind of animal has feet like that?" We argued for a bit before deciding to go back to the fire. None of us wanted to admit it, but we were all spooked. By the time we sat down again, the mood was ruined. We couldn't relax. Every sound made us jump. Then we heard it, splashing. It wasn't far out in the lake. It was close, like something big was moving in the water. We all froze, staring at the dark surface. "Fish?" Liam whispered, though he didn't sound convinced. The splashing stopped. The lake went still again. Then we heard another sound. This time it wasn't the water, it was coming from behind us in the trees. A low, guttural breathing, like someone or something was standing just out of sight. Matt grabbed a branch from the fire, holding it like a torch. "Who's there?" he shouted. "We're armed." The breathing got louder, closer. Liam and I both backed toward the water, but Matt stayed by the fire, waving the burning branch. Then just like that, the sound stopped. Total silence. "Let's go," I said. "Screw this." We grabbed our stuff and bolted back to the car. As we were throwing our bags in the trunk, Liam stopped and looked back down the dirt path. "Did you see that?" he whispered. "See what?" I asked. He pointed. At the edge of the trees, just barely visible in the moonlight, was a figure. Tall. Too tall. It wasn't moving, just standing there, watching us. We didn't wait to find out what it was. We jumped in the car and tore out of there as fast as we could. None of us talked much on the way home. We didn't know how to explain what we saw or heard, but we all agreed on one thing. Whatever was out there that night, it wasn't human. And I'm never going back to that lake again.